Welcome to Easy Pie. This is part 4 of the TSI practice test for mathematics. Question number 16. What are possible solutions for x to the power of 4 minus 256? If we familiar with the number 256, it is 16 square. So as we have the formula set, if we have a square minus b square, that will be equal a plus b times a minus b. We can rewrite x to the power of 4 as x to the power of 2 or to the power of 2. Because we have another formula set, if we have a to the power of m or to the power of n, that is a to the power of m multiply n. So my a in this case is my x, my m is 2, and then my n is 2. So 4 is 2 times 2. This is x to the power of 2 times 2. That is 4. Okay. So I will rewrite the problem one more time. So I have my x to the power of 4 minus 256. I will rewrite this one as x squared all square minus 256 is 16 square. Now you see that I have my a square minus b square. Okay, so this is my a. My a is x squared. Minus my b is 16. Okay, now I apply the formulas. I will have my a plus b, so my a is x squared plus b is 16 times my a is x squared minus my b is 16. Okay, so the first factors, I just copy that down. The second factor, I see that I have my a is x now, and then I apply the 16, that is 4 square. Okay, so if I write that right here is my x squared minus 4 square. 4 square is 16. I will have my a is x, my b is 4, a is x, my b is 4. Okay, so I will write down here is the first time where I apply it, I have my x squared is my a, my b is 16. Okay, the second time where I apply it, my x is my a, my b is 4, because 16 that equals 4 square. I can write down the extra step right here, a squared minus 16 that equal a squared minus 4 squared that equal a plus 4 times a minus 4. or my x, right? My x. X squared, x plus 4, x minus 4. Okay, so let's continue. I have my x plus 4 times x minus 4. And then here is my a minus b. 16 doesn't have any square right here, so that's why we need something square. So that is fit the formulas. It's look alike the formula. Then we'll have a plus b times a minus b. Similar to the first one. The first one is a little bit complicated. It's saying a is the x squared. So it can read right out at x squared all squared minus 16 squared. Then you will have x squared plus 16 times x squared minus 16. So let me highlight what is the a. So a is x squared. Okay, this is your a. What is your b? B is 16 because you already have the square right here, so 16 is the whole b. Okay, so we apply twice. So the correct answer is C. Question number 17. A rectangular kitchen is 15 feet long and the width is sort of half of the length by 2.5 feet. There is a table whose length is equal to the width of the kitchen. If the table perimeters is 16, then what is the length and width of the table? So we have the length is L is 15, and then the width is, so width is W is equal short of half of the length by 2.5. So half of the length is L over 2 and shorter 2.5, so subtract 2.5. Half is divided by 2 of the length, okay, and then short by 2.5 feet. That's subtractions. That's subtractions right there. And if we plug in, we will have the length is 15. 15 divided by 2 is 7.5 minus 2.5, that is 5. Okay, so this is the kitchen. This is the kitchens with the length is 15 and then the width is 5. Now they say there is a table whose length is equal to the width. So the table is right here. Okay, so they have the length of the table is the width of the kitchen. So let me highlight it. I check in the table area. This is the width of the kitchen. Okay, this is the length of the table. is equal. And then if the table perimeter is 16, so which is mean you take this part right here, you add this part and this part as well. So let's call what they're asking is the length and the width of the table. Okay, let's call this one the width of the table. So WT. Okay, so we have the perimeter is 2LT at 2WT. Okay, we have two sides. Here is the W table here. The width of the table, the length of the table, you have two pieces. The length of the table. The perimeters mean the length wrapped around the shape. So to cover the whole rectangle, we have two sides of the width, two sides of the length. Okay, so now we write down here. The given perimeter is 16, so this one is 16. P is 16. 2 times the length of the table is the width of the kitchen. So this is the kitchen's length of the kitchen's. Okay, so it's 5. So times 5 add 2 width of the table. Now we simplify this. We have 16 equal 2 times 5 is 10 and 2WT. Okay, then we subtract 10 both sides. We have on the left hand side is 6 equal to WT because this one cancel. Now we divide both sides by 2, so we isolate the WT, that is equal 6 divided by 2 is 3. So the length of the table is 5 and then the width is 3. So B is the correct answer. The thing is, when you find out the W is of the kitchen, the width of the kitchen is 5, then the length of the table is the same as the kitchen's, you can eliminate choice C and A, right? So we have left with B and D. So we should kind of like solving for it to know the correct answer, if W is 3 or not, right? But at least we eliminate the two answer choices. And the thing is, we have all of the information, so D you can eliminate it as well, because you can find a path to solve for the width of the table. So question 18. The table below shows the average grade of the students in 10 college classes. From this data, what grade is the most frequent mode? What grade is the median? So first number will be the mode, and then the second numbers in the answer choices is the median. Okay, so the mode is the frequency of a number appear most. Okay, the median is the center numbers when you lead it from in orders from the smallest number to the highest or the biggest numbers. So we have to lead them all out. The smallest number I can see here is 60. So I write down 60. Then I have my 65 3 times. So write down 65, 65, 65. Okay, then the next number is 70. The next number is I have 275. Then the next number is 80. Then the next number is 85. Then the last number is 90, the highest one. Now we will highlight the mode. We have is here the most frequent number is 65. Okay, so we have B and A. We can eliminate C and D. 75 is the mode 2, mode 2. But 65 is mode 3. So of course the most frequent is 3, right? So 65 win. Okay, so we have the second part is finding the median. So we count from left to right and right to left. Okay, so here I will find 4 numbers from the left. I will count 4 numbers from the right. And then I have my middle numbers here, 2 numbers. Now I have to find the mean between that 2 numbers, the average between that 2 numbers, to find my median. That equals 70 and 75 divide half. Okay, so 70 and 75, which is the number bigger than 70. So when you divide by half, of course, it has to be bigger than 70. Okay, so 70 is right here, we cross. Then B is the correct answer. All you can see that is 70 is the equal part, and then 5 divided by half, so 70 at 2.5, that's 72.5. So B is the correct answer. Because this one is the numbers of the classes is 10, is an even number. When you find the median, of course the middle numbers is 2 numbers. There is 2 numbers. So if you have odd numbers, for example, you have 1, 2, 3. You see the middle number is only 1 numbers, and that is your median. But if you have 1, 2, 3, and 4, you see that the middle number is between 2 and 3. Okay, so you have to find 2 and 3 divided by half, that's 2.5. We find the average between that 2 middle numbers. So B is the correct answer. Question number 19. From the table above, given that the 10 averages are those of 10 students instead of 10 classes, what percentage of those students had an average of 80 or more? Okay, so just saying the student is named government, named algebra, and then the array of them is that show in the chat right there. So we say the percentage of those students had an average 80 or more. Okay, so the percentage is you are taking how many students have 80 or more than 80. So we have to count on this. Okay, so let's highlight the one who have 80 or more. So 85 is more than 80, 90 is more than 80, 80 is the same as 80. So you have 3 out of 10 students have the average of 80 or more. Okay, So 10 student total, and then 3 out of 10 have the average 80 or more. So when we calculate the percentage, we just kind of like multiply by 100%. Okay, so we keep the percent because you see that you have the percentage right here. Keep the percent. Now you have 3 times 100 over 10%. Now 100 is 10 times 10, so I should break it down. 10 times 10 divide by 10. Then this one's still percentage. We cancel this. Then you have 3 times 10 is 30%. Or if we know the power of 10, right? We have 3 divided by 10. You know the decimal is right here. If you divide, you move the decimal toward the left. So you will have 0.3. This is the decimal. When you want to do the percent, you have to multiply by 100. Okay, so multiply by 100%. You see when you multiply by the power of 10, here you have 2, 0 right here, which just means at the decimal point, you move toward the right 2 places. So 0, 3, 0. Okay, so from here, move 1, 2, that is 0.30%. And 0 in the front is not meaning, it doesn't have any meaning, so we just erase it. Then you have 30%. If you want to use the power of 10, then you can use it, or just do the multiplications. For the fractions, anything over 1 is that same thing, and then do the multiplication between fractions. We do top to top, bottom to bottom. Take the top 3, multiply by the second top is 100, divide by the bottom. 10 times the bottom is 1. Anything times 1 is that thing. That's why I'm not writing that down. So we have like that, and then break it down and cancel, and then we have the answer. Just choose the way that easy for you to work with. So the correct answer is C. Question number 20. Mr. G organized movie night for his co-workers and their families. He purchases a total of 30 tickets, including adults and children's tickets. He spends $200. If the children tickets are half the price of the adult ticket, which are worth $10, how many children are there? So let's highlight what we have. Okay, so the children ticket R is mean equal half price of the adults ticket, and the adult tickets is $10. Okay, so right down here, the adult ticket is A is equal $10, and then the children is half price, which is mean 5, right? A divided by half, which is 10 divided by half. That is $5 for the children. Now they say the total is 30 tickets. So the number ticket of adults add the number ticket of the children, that is 30 total. So you have total 30 tickets. Now he spent $200. So he spent 10 times A plus 5 times C is 200. The cost for the adults is $10 each. For children is $5 each. So we have the system of equations. Now they ask how many children are there. So they're asking for the C, the variable C. I want to eliminate the variable A, so I multiply both sides of the equation 1 by 10. Now my equation becomes 10A plus 10C equal 300. And then I copy down the second equation. This is my first, this is my second. Okay, as 5C that equal 200. Now I take this one, the first one, subtract the second one from the second step. Okay, so subtract from top to bottoms, keep the equal sign the same, do right side to the right side, left side to the left side. So we have 10A minus 10A, that's 0A, that's 0, that's gone. 10C minus 5C, that is 5C. 300 subtract 200, that's 100. Now I simplify, or I cancel the 5, divide both sides by 5 to cancel the 5 and isolate C. I will have my C is equal 200. So 200 ticket for the children and then 10 ticket for the others. But they don't asking for the others, so making sure you answer the questions, okay? So the numbers, how many children are there? So there are 20 children. So B is the correct answer. If they're asking for, you see this one is the trap right here. So if you're solving for the others ticket, you will solve it, it will be 10. Because A plus C is 30 total, right? You have C is 20. So you solve for A by subtract both sides by 20. So you got 30 minus 20, that's 10. So when you solve like that, and then you choose A, but the thing is they don't asking for the number of others at 10 into the moving 9. They're just asking for the number of the children there, okay? So making sure read the question carefully and answer your questions. Thank you for participating in this series and see you next time.